Number 2, P and P. This is the normal consciousness of the average person. We want pleasure and we want to avoid pain. That sounds pretty reasonable, doesn't it? How many people can relate to that? You want pleasure, you want to avoid pain, right? Okay. So if I offer you pleasure, you're going to take it. If I offer you pain, you're not going to take it. So the low vibration energy knows that game, knows that you want pleasure. So it offers it to you just like it does John Edwards in a particular situation that's low vibration energy. Only it doesn't tell you it's low vibration energy. So you have people who want pleasure. Hey, invest in Bitcoin. Double your money overnight, man. It's a sure thing. Or, hey, have an affair. There's nobody who's going to find out. You get some on the side. It'll be great. Or, you're an accountant for a company. Hey, man, embezzle $50,000. They'll never miss it. What's it to them? All of these things offer upfront pleasure. Yeah, you're going to feel good about all those things for a while. If you want the greatest example of the low vibration energy, watch American Greed. You ever seen that show on CNBC? American Greed. They profile scam artists and guys who run big businesses that were doing illegal stuff. And it's the textbook example. These guys, they start getting good at insurance or investments or, like Bernie Madoff. And they get it going and they're millionaires and they're billionaires and they got life by the balls and they got it cooking, but it's low vibration energy. And sooner or later, if it's low vibration energy, there's going to be a knock on the door that says, hi, are you enjoying that yacht? Are you enjoying all that money you embezzle? Yeah, a lot of fun, huh? Well, it's time to pay the piper now, okay? Because I'm low vibration energy and you got to suffer because you listen to me. Hey, well, wait a minute. You think Bernie Madoff, you guys know who Bernie Madoff is, the confident guy scammed billions of dollars out of people? Guy's in jail now for the rest of his life. He lived like a billionaire for 20 years. If you asked him right now if he could do it all over again and go straight, what do you think he'd say?
Yes.
Hell yeah. In a heartbeat. Because where's all those billions now? Where's the yacht now? It's all gone. It's all gone. And it's only pain every day. So this is important as we're learning how to run our energy systems. We learn, first of all, are we in primal consciousness? Is the body running the show? And a hint, the more intoxicated you get, the more you use drugs or alcohol, the more primal you get. You ever notice that? People when they get drunk, they get really horny, or they like to fight, or they like to do all kinds of mayhem. Primal. Second, wanting pleasure, avoiding pain. We're all for pleasure. Now here's the thing. This energy will protect you if you allow it. So when you say, gee, I don't know if something's high vibration or low vibration. Okay, well, we have ways of being able to screen that. Everything that you get through high vibrational energy. And that's what I do. When anything comes my way, I don't care how much pleasure it's going to bring me. I don't care how good it looks. I screen it. I screen the energy. And if I'm not sure, I'll hold off, because high vibration energy is never in a rush. See, this is one of the things you learn as you study energy awareness training. There's certain characteristics. So I know if somebody's in a rush, if we got to do it now, if we don't do it now, we're never going to do it. Or if I'm selling you a car, you got to buy it now. It's going to be gone in an hour. I know that's low vibration energy. I know somebody who's trying to rush me, or somebody's trying to pressure me, or somebody causing me any kind of anxiety. I know that's low vibration energy. And because I know that's low vibration energy, I know what's going to happen if I buy that car, or if I get forced into a situation that is a low vibration energy thing. You got an argument going with someone you care about. They start to yell. You start to yell. All of a sudden, you got a big argument going on. You're energetically aware. You go, whoa, low vibration energy. If I stay in this vibe, it's going to create more low vibration energy. Somebody's going to start throwing things. Somebody's going to start swinging. Boom, I'm out. And it's not a matter of willpower. See, if you could be successful with willpower, you wouldn't have a 97% failure rate in goal attention. Yeah, goal setting. But it's not about the willpower. It's about recognizing the energy. So I don't need any willpower. I look at a situation and I read the energy. I read the energy of the people I'm dealing with. I'm reading the energy of the activity. And if it's not high vibration energy, or if I'm detecting any kind of low vibration energy, I'm out. I mean, I'm polite to everyone, but I don't proceed. Because it's a booby trap. This whole world is filled with booby traps. As beautiful people, as great deals, as once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. And the power of energy awareness training is to be able to make the right decision and hold off from making the wrong decisions. That's why number 3 is energy aware. And that's what we teach here. We teach being able to look at the energy of something, of a person, place, or thing, and understanding and being aware where that's going to take you. So I know if I'm doing something that benefits people, if I know I'm doing something that makes people feel good and lifts them up and is of service and heals, I know I'm in high vibrational energy. And as they feel good, I feel good. So it's about, in high vibration energy, the highest form of action is giving. It's in giving that you receive. You never hear that. It's in giving. You want your mansion, you want your millions, you want your dream family, great. It all stems through moving in a higher vibration energy and being a channel for all of this, not only for yourself, but for the people around you. And the people who are obsessed with my thing, my this, my that, okay, you might get it. But you ever heard the term, be careful what you wish for? Who's heard that term? Be careful what you wish for. What does it mean?
It means that it could happen, so you don't know. Are you sure that's what you want?
Okay. Anybody else? Be careful what you wish for. Go ahead.
Because we can wish for things that we don't actually want to manifest.
Right. We wish. Now, here's the last thing I want to give you tonight. Think about, if you could have one thing that could make you happy, what would that thing be? Just think about it for a minute. One thing, what would it be? If you could have this one thing and make you really happy. Ooh. That one thing could be a new Ferrari, could be a big mansion, could be a career success, could be a whatever. Everybody got it? Everybody got it? Okay. Who would like to share with me what their thing is? Share with me, what's your thing?
Security / safety / abundance of money. So the feeling of being secure, being safe, and not having to worry about financial reasons for me or my family.
Beautiful. But let's go with an abundance of money. So let's say you put out in the universe, I want an abundance of money. I want to be financially independent for the rest of my life. Okay? Now, let's say the universe says to you, oh, okay. Well, I tell you what, God forbid, if you get into an accident and you can't walk anymore, you'll get 20 million. How's that? What?
Health as well.
So if that's the case, do you want that 20 million? No, you don't. So what I want to mention to you all is what the thing that we think is going to make us feel better or make us feel good or make us happy. What we're really looking for is the energy around it. It's like, for example, for guys, most guys think, if only I could have a supermodel as a girlfriend, man, then I'd be so happy. Oh, okay. Well, I know a couple of people like that. What'd you say?
She probably has sex in bed.
Well, yeah. Well, would you have her if she never want to have sex and she's always borrowing money and she wants her parents to move in with you? Oh no, I wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not the supermodel, it's the way you feel. It's the way you feel about it. It's the energy inside you. See, that's what I mean by saying life doesn't come to you, it comes from you. So unless you clear the energy inside you, then whatever it is you think is going to make you happy is going to have LVE attached to it. And that LVE will bring you some happiness, will bring you some pleasure, but it's also down the road could bring you a lot of pain. And I've had this, I'm an expert of what I'm talking about. I had the same things happen to me. That's how I developed this. So when people say, I'm unlucky in relationships, I get that a lot. Come to me, I just can't attract a good person. Oh, so I guess there's nothing but bad guys out there? No, you just find them. How do you do that? Because there's an energy. Remember I said at the beginning, we're energy senders and receivers. And whatever we're vibrating at, what does energy have? A power, a purpose, a frequency, a pattern. And whatever you're vibrating out there is, you're going to bring it in. So when you start to notice, gee, here's the pattern again. The same thing's happening. I've got an issue with this, etc. What does it mean energetically? There's no answer out in the world. Just, you're unlucky. I guess you're unlucky in love. No, you're not. You got a pattern. You got an energetic pattern that's connecting to low vibration energy. And if you don't identify it and dissolve it and realign it, that's what's going to happen to you for the rest of your life. Ooh. No one tells us that. But I tell you what, I have clients and students, in their 60s. I had this one psychologist who said, yeah, all my relationships have been train wrecks since I've been having them. And I'm 60 years old now, and time's running out for me, she says. And I said, why does this keep happening to me? And we traced it back to some severe LVE she had when she was a little girl. It had to do with her father and her mother divorcing, etc. And that's an energetic imprint. These things that happen to us that are heavy emotion stuff in our past, it doesn't go away. It's an energetic imprint. It actually can be measured by an MRI. This is what I call historic LVE. And this is the kind of stuff that I wanted to mention tonight in relationships. If you're not aware of how they work, I'll give you an example. It always comes up. So I had a celebrity couple, famous rock star and his wife we're dealing with. I'm not going to give you the name because it's confidential, but he had a pattern. He has a well-known pattern, anybody who knows him, of he always takes off. He always leaves in the middle of something, in the middle of a tour, in the middle of a project, in the middle of a movie. The guy just has he's well known for taking off at any kind of stress. Well, I studied him, and it turns out that he was abandoned by his father when he was a young boy. And he went through severe trauma in school. Now, his wife has a pattern of being left. When I talked to her, her father left her, and every significant male figure had left her, and that was her big issue. And she got into alcohol and drugs to try to soothe that. In fact, this isn't the guy I'm talking about, but there's a great special on Eric Clapton on Showtime. And if you watch that documentary, I don't know if you guys know the history of Eric Clapton, but the guy's a major drug abuser, major drug and alcoholic, and great guitar player, but had a real messed up life, especially with women. Messed up. He hit on his best friend's wife, George Harrison's wife, tried to get her to be with him, and then he finally pried her loose from George Harrison and then cheated on her with another woman. It just whacked out. And I'm thinking, man, this guy must have been in some pain. Turns out his own mother had him when she was 17, and he was raised by his grandmother. And when he found out who his real mother was, his mother, she says, "Are you going to be my mother?" And she says, "No, I'm not going to be your mother. Not your mother. That's your mother. Well, we're not connected." And in his mind, he went, "Oh my God, I'm rejected by my own mother. My own mother doesn't want me." And that was a historic low vibration energy implant that stayed with him through his teenager. Now, didn't really start to hit him until he was in his late 20s, 30s, having a good time being a teenager and stuff. But slowly, as his relationships with women developed, that pain surfaced inside. See, we have an energetic body that holds all of our low vibration energy. It holds our daily, holds our regular, holds our historic. And the historic stuff, even though it's buried, it never goes away. So what happened with him is he became a horrible alcoholic and drug addict. It's a miracle he's still alive. And at 70 years old, he was finally being able to put it together after lots of help. So back to my students. So is it interesting how these two get together? They met 30 years ago. 30 years ago they met, and they had 3 kids, and they were together. And then 2 years ago, something happened. I don't go into it, but what happened was something happened, and it stimulated him to do what he did, which is what? Leave. And it stimulated her to re-experience what she was experiencing, which was being left. So it took 30 years for their patterns to emerge. If you talked to them 20 years ago, 10 years ago, happily married, everything's going great. Well, probably not everything's going great, but they were able to keep it together until the LVE got so strong, until the right time came, and then boom, the historical LVE came and blew up that relationship. So my message is to you, those of you who are lovers or who want to be lovers and have great relationships, is study energy awareness training. Study the energy inside you that you've experienced. Look at the stuff that you've been through and take a look at that, because it's still having an effect. If you haven't cleared it, and I have ways to be able to check people to see if it's clear or not. If you haven't cleared it, most people haven't, it's going to have an effect on you. And then you meet somebody that you really love, and they got to pay for the sins of the person the last guy, and then they come with their own baggage. So relationships aren't exactly what they seem to be. You know, the myth of happily ever after, it works for about 3% of the people. So 3 to 5% of the people, they just, you meet someone happily ever after, great. So of all the people that I know that are married and happy, I know lots of people. I was thinking about I know 3 people who are been married and happy over 10 years. The rest,